Good morning. Welcome to Transition on Atlantic Television Network. 6th Division of the Nigerian Army has dismantled 13 illegal refinery sites, recovered 3,000 liters of stolen crude oil, and arrested 15 suspected oil thieves. The acting deputy director is Division Army Public Relations, Jonah Danjuma, who discloses in the statement issued in Port Harcourt on Sunday, said the operations conducted from January 20 to 26, 2025 spanned rivers, Delta, Edo, and Oka State. In Oriomo local government of Edo State, troops discovered a vandalized point containing 252,000 liters, while further searches led to the recovery of a pumping machine, hoses, and pipes. The statement also said in Rivers State, along the Imo River corridor, over 10,000 liters of stolen products were confiscated from Lekuma, Abia, and Oyibo. Troops also uncovered an active illegal refining site near Owaza General area, recovering a pump action rifle. At Obiafu oil field in Ogbema Ndoni local government. Troops dismantled 3 illegal refining sites containing 10 cooking drums, 8 reservoirs, and 2 rows of hose. Meanwhile, at Abalama community in Asari Toacheke in Onla, troops dismantled 4 illegal refining sites containing refining sites containing 145 locally made oven drums and 5,700 liters of stolen agro, another 3,500 liters of stolen products in a concealed reservoir, and 8 suspects were arrested. The statement further said troops raided an agro in state, recovering 30 polythene bags filled with stolen agro and several empty jerrycans, while in the Eastern Obene area of Brass local government, Bayelsa State, troops dismantled 2 illegal refining sites and recovered over 5,000 liters of stolen crude oil. A Atlantic Town Hall meeting was held on the 25th January 2025 at Gade El Place Hotel, Port Harcourt by 1 p.m. The Town Hall meeting is a program of Atlantic Television Network through which the staff and network of delegates from various sectors converge to discuss trending critical issues. Our correspondent completes the report.
Scholars from different walks of life, political leaders, broadcasters, businessmen and women, professors from various academic fields, religious leaders, work leaders, amongst others, gathered at Gate Place Hotel, Port Harcourt, Rivers State on the 25th January 2025 for the maiden edition of Atlantic Town Hall Meeting. The Town Hall Meeting is a program of Atlantic Television Network through which the network assembles delegates from various sectors to discuss trending critical issues. The agenda for Atlantic Town Hall meeting is Nigeria's 2025 budget, presented by President Bola Tinubu to the National Assembly for consideration and passage into law. The bill is tagged Budget for Restoration, Securing Peace and Rebuilding Prosperity. Highlights of the budget are expenditure 49.7 trillion naira, projected revenue 34.82 trillion naira, budget deficit 14.8 trillion naira, representing 3.89% of the GDP. Debt servicing 15.81 trillion naira. Key allocation: defense and security 4.91 trillion naira to enhance national security. Project borders. Infrastructure 4.06 trillion for energy, transport and public works to boost economic output. Education 3.52
enriching experience for all. We are excited to share this special moment with you. We've been working hard to put together an event that is both informative and enjoyable, and we hope you'll be really inspired and connected. Thank you once again.
In his opening remark, Chairman of the occasion, Right Honorable O.K. Chinda, Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, National Assembly, thanked the Chairman Morrison Group for putting together the program and for the dignitaries who attended the event for their time and their time. He encouraged Nigerians not to always ask what Nigeria would do for them, but what they would do for Nigeria.
Let me very especially welcome all of us and thank the chairman of this organization, Dr. Chinedu. I most appreciate you. And to all of us that are seated here, that you are here not to just celebrate a merrymaking, not a marriage, not to come and talk, but to rub minds on issues that will better our country, Nigeria. It takes very special persons to accept to put in their time in such things. And that's why we must very, very seriously commend the organizers.
Keynote speech on the subject matter was delivered by Right Honorable Chinyere Igwe, the Managing Director, Morrison Communication. In his speech, Dr. Igwe, who extolled the features of the 2025 budget of President Bola Tinubu, said there is need to acknowledge the challenges and the benefits for the development of Nigeria. He addressed the audience on the issue of high rate interest. He said that President Bola Tinubu's administration is committed to managing the high rate interest, with expectation that the economic reform of the president will help bring Nigeria out of high interest rates.
Nigeria's 2025 budget. The annual budget is not like the government of figures and projections. It is blueprint for our budget calculation and a tool for addressing economic realities. President Bola Tinubu presented Nigeria's 2025 budget of restoration, securing peace, reviewing prosperity, which proposes an expenditure profile of 49.7 trillion. This ambitious budget addresses Nigeria's socio-economic challenges by focusing on security, infrastructure, human capital development, and economic stability. The main areas include expenditure for 9.7 trillion, projected revenue 34.82 trillion, budget deficit of 2.88 trillion, representing 3.89% of our GDP. Debt servicing 15.81 trillion. Key obligations, defense and security 4.91 trillion to enhance national security and protect our borders. Infrastructure 4.06 trillion for energy, transport, and public work to boost economic output. Investment in key projects like the Lagos Calabar Banking Highways to drive economic growth. Education 3.52 trillion, including 826.9 trillion for infrastructure development in our education system, and support for universal basic education provision and 9 new higher educational institutions.
He emphasized that the constant changes on economic policies by the federal government are best for the country. He decried the negative impact of public sectors in the development of government policies, adding that amid the barriers, opportunities are bound, including economic diversification, policy reforms, implementation and evaluation, creation of technological industries, youth empowerment initiative, financing global support by the president. He called Nigerians to collaborate with global financial institutions like the World Bank and International Monetary Fund, while urging the federal government to improve the life of Nigerians. Conclusively, the keynote speaker urged that Nigeria must embrace shared responsibilities and implementation of policies for the growth of Nigeria. He reiterated that Atlantic Television Network will not relent in ensuring full engagement with relevant stakeholders whenever the need arises.
Hence, 2.18 trillion, 200 billion for infrastructure investments, and 282.65 billion for basic healthcare to strengthen primary healthcare system. Economic projections, inflation rates, inflation from 34.6% to 15 May. So they borrow money to pay salary, borrow money to fund capital from this of finance. That's what was
Speaking on security finding for military, paramilitary and defense forces and police forces to secure the nation and protect borders, a security expert and a certified security specialist, Stanley Sofo, stated that Nigeria is faced with so many security challenges. Implementation does not always follow to the later. The expert recommended that the federal government, as the major player in security, should stop playing politics with security. The federal government was also urged to do more on recent political and development, agent gathering, integrating private security company into the National Security Guard.
now the government is the major player in security. He said security is exclusive, which means individuals, businesses, and private sector. But I will not know
where you only want it with security. Now, what the government at this point to stop playing politics with security?
Speaking of human capital development, education and health investment, a management consultant, Chief Dr. Emmanuel Iwayemena, frowned at the inability of the federal government to generate jobs to the youth, stressing that the 2025 budget should be looked at to include artificial intelligence, while urging that the budget should be linked directly with the people.
I'm talking basically on the 2025 budget, particularly as relates to education and health. First, education and health are connected. All of us know price are very expensive. While health is also life, education helps to understand ourselves better consciously. So when the government decides to invest in that area, it is not doing it because of not understand what is not because. Our experience, I'm not going to do it because seriously, the only year the chairman don't and that's funny work, some of the time completely later. But I experience this, and that's why I want us to that day. Can we truly see on education? Can we truly see we have an education that has us where we want to go?
A community development practitioner, a media consultant, Path Obiane, while speaking on job creation, public and private partnership for infrastructural development, faulted the government budget. It is not certain on the development of the people. The expert said job creation is possible in Nigeria, but appealed to the Nigerian leaders to deal with issues of bad policies and bringing together human capital resources for job creation.
I would say that, all the people say that one problem, and I quite agree with you, I associate my idea with our listening appointment that with revenue, how can the political class go 95 trillion from central bank without protocol or not for the private sector to borrow. When you talk about job creation, we are looking at provision of new opportunities for a paid employment, especially for those who are without employment. So, if you look at the current reality, you will find a government budget that, first of all, is not certain on its revenue to create new opportunities. We don't
As well as Chekube, an agriculturalist who spoke on agriculture, enhanced support for farmers with funding input to boost productivity and enhance food security, highlighted the effect of insufficient seeds to farming, effect of climate change which affect food security in Nigeria. On the 2025 budget, the expert urged the government to think outside the box to revamp the agricultural sector. The event also included question and answer section. Oluchiwa, ATN News, Port Harcourt.
Delta State Police Command has commenced an investigation into the killing of a lecturer at Delta State University, Abraka, Professor Emeka Chukwuma. Eyewitness said the government killed Chukwuma on Friday after returning to his hometown, Umweji in Asaba, for his usual weekend activities. The police public relations officer in the state, Bright Edafe, who confirmed the killing, said the police were investigating the matter, promising that the perpetrators will face the wrath of the law. Leadership of the All Progressives Congress in Delta State has strongly condemned this comment by the Delta State government that it has upscaled up the state infrastructural development. This is coming after the Commissioner for Information, Charles Aniago, has suggested that Governor Sheriff Obirovere would respond to his critics by showcasing legacy projects. But Valentine Onojebo, State Publicity Secretary, APC Delta State, urged the Commissioner to adopt a more constructive approach when reacting to criticism, rather than dismissing valid concerns with empty reassurances. He said the people of Delta State deserved a government that was actively working to improve their lives, given the huge financial resources at the disposal of this government, which so far had nothing to show for it. Chairman of the People's Democratic Party in Abia State, Abraham Ama, has explained why the party lost the 2023 general election in the state. Ama identified fielding wrong candidates and embezzlement of election funds by party members as major reasons for PDP defeats. He spoke at Abia State Stakeholders and Reconciliation meeting held at Abam Arochukwu local government area of the state, adding that the 2023 election was one of the biggest lessons that had happened in the PDP in the state. Ama assured members of the party that PDP will reclaim the state in the 2027 general election, while pleading with them to unite and forget their differences. Abia State government has warned against all forms of bribery and extortion of job seekers in the teachers' employment exercise approved by Governor Alex Oti. Oti had last week approved the employment of more than 2,000 teachers in a bid to revive education and address the shortage of teachers in the state. A statement issued by Ferdinand Ekeamo-Oma, the special advisor on media and publicity to the governor, said the recruitment exercise would be transparent and is being conducted through online application by the Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education. Ekeoma encouraged applicants and the general public to report anyone, including officials of Abia State government, who may demand any form of bribery for the cheating jobs. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Benjamin Kalu, has expressed deep sadness over the fuel tanker explosion leading to the deaths and injuries of some persons in Enugu State. The horrific incident occurred on Saturday at 9th Mile, 82 Division Expressway, Ugwoyema section, when truck loaded with premium motor spirits, also called petrol, reportedly collided with some vehicles and erupted in flames, killing people. Kalu, in a statement by his special assistant on press affairs, Udora Orizu, consoled the families of victims as well as the government and people of Enugu State, praying to God that grants them the fortitude to bear the loss. He lamented an incident which recently happened in Niger State, urging the federal government to urgently direct relevant authorities to come to rehabilitation of the road and others to foretell further occurrences. Former Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudishiru Obasa, has faulted his removal by lawmakers. Obasa said it was important for lawmakers to follow the constitutional procedure to remove him from office and denied the allegations of corruption leveled against him by the lawmakers, adding that he was removed by majority of House men on January 13, following allegations of misconduct and financial misappropriation. He was subsequently replaced by a former deputy Speaker Mojishola Miranda. The embattled lawmaker, who was in the United States of America when he was removed, spoke to a huge crowd of supporters at the Speaker's Lodge 47 GRA of leading policemen to invade the assembly on the day of the war, and further alleged 200 policemen invaded his residence in the Agege area of the state, blocking the gates, which prevented members of his families from going out of the house. Obasa explained that he had nothing against members of the governance advisory council and the state governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu. Reacting to Oba's claims, a member of the Lagos State Governors Advisory Council, Anthony Adefie, expressed support for the former speaker, while the publicity secretary of the APC in the state, Sheye Oladejo, said the party had no intention of interfering on the Department of Computer Science in the university. She also said one Akidoyo Joseph C.S. Obo University Iwo came to Iwo Police Divisional Headquarters and reported that one posting retirement from public service. The command's public relations officer, SP Haruna Abdullahi, said 3 suspects have been apprehended in connection with the death of the Gombe retired permanent secretary and are now in police custody. In a separate incident, gunmen suspected to be kidnappers stormed Garo town in the Kapo local government area of Kano State early Sunday, abducting a young lady, Zainab. The hoodlums, numbering about 10, targeted the residence of a prominent businessman, Alhaji Owa, in Garo Sabuwa, Ongawa, at around 1:20 a.m. According to eyewitnesses, the attackers forcefully entered the house by breaking a small door and kidnapped the family's eldest daughter, a secondary Welcome back. This is Atlantic Television Network Transition. Now the rest of our stories. Minister of Police Affairs Ibrahim Gadam has charged the ministry staff to be committed and serious about the principles of performance management systems, as well as the digitalization and payroll information system, which he described as a step towards enhancing their productivity in the service. Gaidam, according to a statement issued at the weekend by the Deputy Director, Information and Public Relations Unit in the Ministry, Bolaji Kazim, stated this during the 5-day intensive training on PMS, digitalization, cloud computing architecture, implementation and capacity building on anti-corruption and transparency held in Abuja. The Minister Amos said the training would facilitate staff fulfilling their citizens that would set Nigeria on the path of sustainable development. He pointed out that PMS in all ministries, departments and agencies provides a clear link between performance management, outcome results and rewards, adding that employee performance shall largely be used to determine rewards and recognition. Adetayo Olukombola, who was one of the facilitators at the training, stated that the goal of e-government is to provide non-stop government services thus creating a friendly, easy-to-use mechanism for the public and corporates to locate information and use services available on the net, adding that it is closely followed by greater access to public information and more convenient government services. Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission Ola Olokoyede has warned against corrupt practices among personnel of the commission. He urged the bad eggs to retrace their steps, warning that the internal cleansing ongoing in the commission would not spare anyone. Olokoyede disclosed this during the commission's 2024 rewards and recognition ceremony in Abuja, adding that the commission has approved the promotion of no fewer than 900 personnel, some of whom had been waiting promotion for 7 years. Olukoyede also announced the reinstatement of life and property insurance for EFCC operatives, a policy that had been absent for 2 decades. Crisis in the People's Democratic Party has shown no sign of abating, as 11 members of the National Working Committee moved against the acting PDP National Chairman Umar Damagum and National Secretary Samuel Ayawu in the ongoing legal battle over the party's secretary. The NWC members were pushing for Damagum to be removed as national chairman to allow a new person to emerge, while Ayawu would be replaced since he had emerged as candidate for the Imo State governorship elections. In a later dated January 21 address separately to the Chief Registrar of the Supreme Court and the President and Presiding Justice of the Court of Appeal, the 11 NWC members said the NWC did not give authorization for Damagum to appoint Dr. J.Y. Musa San to represent the party and others in the appeal case. The letter was signed by the Deputy National Chairman, South Tofek Arabaja, National Legal Advisor, Kamadin Ajebade San, National Treasurer, Yayari Ahmed, National Deputy Secretary, Setonji Ikosho de Udo, National Publicity Secretary, Debo Oluguamba, and the National Financial Secretary, Daniel Woye Kikoru, as well as others. They stressed on the responsibility of appointing external solicitors to represent the party in legal cases lied with the National Legal Advisor, following Article 42 of the party's constitution. The 11 NWC members also wrote to the President and Presiding Justice of the Court of Appeal, urging the court to disregard Musa's representation or any other appointments made by the national chairman for the party in any appeal related to the case. In a related development, members of the PDP